Greetings. Hello. Martha Creek here, reflections and inspiration from the science of mind, a philosophy of faith, a way of being, the teachings of Ernest Holmes as written in the science of mind. Science tells us that all form comes from one substance, made manifest through vibration. This further helps us to see the relationship of the word to the formless and teaches us the indestructibility and eternality of energy and cosmic stuff. The coal and oil we burn today passed millions of years ago from one form into another, and now as they burn are passing back into another form of energy. Nothing has happened to the energy except that in its release and expression, it might produce heat and energy for utilitarian purposes. Nothing happened to it. The great souls gave us this spiritual consciousness 5,000 years ago, and it was hard to make us believe it. They've had to remain in the background until science at last resolves that the physical universe is not a vacuum, but that substance is indefinable, indivisible, which leaders like Socrates announced, and upon which conclusions men like Jesus based their whole system of thought and methods of living, methods and procedures. We do not deny the physical universe when we seek to explain it. Physical form is real, and if it were not for form, God or intelligence would not be expressed. However, right here, students get puzzled when we say that God does know form and does not know size. God knows form, but not size. As Emerson said, there is no great and no small to the soul that maketh all. And whence it cometh, all things are, and it cometh everywhere. So far as the law is concerned, it does not know anything about big and little. Someone will at once say, if God knows anything, God knows big and little. God cannot know anything which is contradictory to divine presence, divine being. It is impossible for the infinite to know that which is finite. This does not mean that God cannot know the mountain and the molehill. We have tried to make it plain that God knows form. God does know form, but not size. God knows both the mountain and the molehill, but not as big and little. The infinite knows experience, but not duration. Anything that spirit knows is! Exclamation point. Because its being passes into becoming through its self-knowing. What would that one thing do for my life today or your life today if we knew form and didn't know big or little? Best or better? Success or failure? Imagine. Blessings.